But is a very popular figure out in the public.
Well, let me ask Michael Danby about not so much Kevin Rudd, but Julia Gillard, the incumbent Prime Minister. What was she doing with this vote on Palestine? Going with the Victorian right, the likes of Senator Conroy and Bill Shorten, insisting that the Cabinet bend to her will, walking out of there and effectively getting rolled behind the scenes by Bob Carr and a conglomerate of people from the New South Wales right, and then not even telling the Victorian right, who felt as strongly as the likes of yourself did on this issue, before turning around and announcing to the party room that an abstention was the way that the Labor Party was going to go on this.
Well, before I answer you, Peter, I've got to say the Prime Minister's strong performance at the end of the year has given a lot of us confidence all across the country, and I think the performance of various state governments, particularly in Queensland, mean that we can win seats like Ford and Brisbane, and I think this election is eminently winnable. Now, this decision was, in my view, regrettable. It's certainly silly, indeed delusional, to say that seats in Western Sydney can be won by throwing the Israelis under the bus. I mean, I think Senator Faulkner talked the truth today.
Is that what
when
you think
he
we've
identified
done with throwing
corruption.
the Israelis under the bus?
Well, I mean, it's not as bad as that. But to say that this issue is going to fundamentally affect votes in Western Sydney, the issues there are many good people in the Labor Party in New South Wales, Paul House, Tony Burke, people like that. But Faulkner's right. We've got to address the issues that are salient in people's minds. There's going to be months of ICAC. There's going to be all of the kinds of issues that New South Wales really needs to address. The reason why people in Western Sydney are voting against us is the lack of infrastructure. And that's not other people on the right around the country's fault who supported the Prime Minister on this Palestine issue. That's an issue that goes right back to New South Wales. And I think the Labor Party all around the country is going very strongly now, particularly in Queensland, particularly in Victoria, and we'll be looking to our friends in New South Wales to lift their game.
But Michael Danby, I've got to pull you up on the statement about throwing Israel under a bus, because if you say that it's not going to if you say that throwing Israel under a bus is not going to win back seats in Western Sydney, that implies surely that that is what we've done with abstaining on the UN vote.
Look, Peter, on any day
you don't want to give us the grab, do you?
Any day in Syria, there are more people that were killed than were killed in that entire operation in Gaza. I think the concentration on this Israel-Palestine issue is frankly overboard. I don't think people in Western Sydney give as much care to it as people were saying were the reasons why we needed to go against our Prime Minister. I think Julia Gillard's really shown that she's tough. She's really shown that she's got the issues, the National Disability Insurance Scheme, all of the kinds of labour value issues that Bruce was talking about. And that's why we're back in the game in Queensland and Victoria and South Australia. And I just hope that all of those months of ICAC are not going to prevent us winning the next federal election.
All right, one and all, stay with us. We've got to take a commercial break. When we come back, I want to talk about the economy, the interest rate cut and what it all means for Australia and each of you out there individually. I'm going to start with Andrew Laming for the opposition's view. Back in a moment.